Rodney Jones's lawsuit just took a major hit in the RICO conspiracy charge being dismissed.
Diddy's accuser, Lil Rod, furious with judge after dismissing case. Sean Diddy Combs, a name synonymous with hip-hop royalty. The man built Bad Boy Records, launched global hits, and turned himself into a billion-dollar brand. But now, he's not in the studio. He's in court, facing accusations so severe they sound like something out of a Netflix true crime series. Sex trafficking, manipulation, abuse, even racketeering. So what's really going on with Diddy? Let's dive into the lawsuit that's shaking the music industry. Welcome back to Gossip Unlimited. Today's story is part scandal, part legal thriller, and part industry expose. We're breaking down everything you need to know about the lawsuits surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. Not just the allegations, but what they mean, who's involved, and how this could permanently change the legacy of one of music's biggest moguls. Whether you're a fan, a skeptic, or just here for the drama, strap in. This one's a wild ride. Let's rewind to late 2023. Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr., a relatively unknown but upcoming music producer, drops a bombshell lawsuit. According to him, Diddy hired him to work on the Love album, Off the Grid, released in 2023, an album featuring stars like The Weeknd, Mary J. Blige, and Justin Bieber. But behind the scenes, Jones claims the experience spiraled into something dark. He says he was drugged, forced to hire escorts, and coerced into disturbing situations, including non-consensual sex acts at private parties, often organized under the guise of industry events. He also claims he witnessed a pattern of manipulation and misconduct, not just by Diddy, but by those in his inner circle. And this wasn't just about mistreatment. The lawsuit accuses Diddy of serious federal crimes, including fast forward to March 24, 2025. After months of legal back and forth, a federal judge, J. Paul Oetken, issues his first big ruling. Out of the 9 charges, 5 are dismissed. That included racketeering, emotional damages, and breach of contract. Why? The judge ruled that Jones didn't present enough economic harm, that is, harm to his business or property, to meet the standards of the RICO Act, which is typically used to prosecute organized crime. So, racketeering was out. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge allowed the most serious parts of the lawsuit to move forward. That includes sexual assault premises liability and violations of federal sex trafficking laws. Let that sink in. The stuff that got tossed, technicalities, the stuff that stayed, the kind of allegations that can send shockwaves through an entire industry. So while the headlines might say, charges dismissed, don't be fooled. The core of this case is very much alive, and now the lawyers are going head to head. The judge called out Lil Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, for including inaccurate legal arguments and even unprofessional attacks in the original complaint. But Blackburn, he didn't flinch. In fact, he fired back hard in a public statement. A win is a win. Defendants wanted a full dismissal. They didn't get it. We're going into discovery, and I've got a huge shovel. It's time to dig. Translation: this isn't over. Blackburn is ready to uncover more evidence, depose witnesses, and, possibly, drag more people into the spotlight. And if what he's claiming is true, this case might just be the tip of the iceberg. Diddy, of course, isn't staying silent. Back in August 2024, he tried to get the case tossed entirely. That motion failed, but that hasn't stopped him from playing offense. He's now suing NBC Universal over a... Here's where it gets even crazier. Lil Rod's lawsuit? It's not a one-off. Diddy is currently named in dozens of lawsuits, civil and potentially criminal. Some involve sexual battery, others mention grooming, abuse of power, and exploitation of aspiring artists. And just when you think it can't get worse, Diddy is expected to stand trial in May 2025, facing federal sex trafficking charges. That's not a TMZ headline. That's federal court. And if even half of these allegations hold up, we could be witnessing the collapse of one of the biggest celebrity brands of the 21st century. No more brand deals, no more record label, just courtrooms and consequences. So, where does this leave us? The lawsuit moves forward, discovery begins, the pressure is mounting, and unless there's a surprise settlement or even criminal charges, this could turn into one of the most explosive celebrity trials we've ever seen. Diddy built an empire on music, image, and power. But now, he's
I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not. Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours to 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy would request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations. Just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter, but I'm gonna put in this fight. I gotta do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it I'm not gonna let that happen. Not gonna let that happen. Again, this is one of those projects that took so much time from me. I missed holidays with my family, just out working on this album. At what point I was running around with the hard drives, the computer, just to run the ball on this album, to finish the production on it, and make sure that this album came to, a good project with good vibes, just where it is right now. And just to be offered little to no participation in this is highly disrespectful. I won't be that guy 20, 30 years from now looking back saying, I wish I'd done this. I'm going to do this now. Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him in court. So I'm just asking, if you're in support, please. The link is in my bio to my GoFundMe. The money will go towards my attorney fees and to just make sure I'm keeping my head above water during the process. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.